it going? Welcome back to the shed. So I've got a little series of videos I'm planning on doing, little tweaks to the America in between hardtail. I'm filming these when these come out. I probably would have filmed these a little bit prior to it. I've got some time off, so I want to hopefully get a lot of hardtail stuff done, but I'll fill in with these couple of little tweaks of things I'm doing to the America. And the first on my list is, at the time of filming, we've had some scorching hot weather. It's been absolutely wonderful, but we have had 1 or 2 days of insane torrential downpour, at least in my area. I have, on all of those occasions, I have been out riding to or from work or elsewhere, and the old seat on the America, which it's been on the to-do list to kind of make it look a bit nicer. I like this kind of shape and the fact that it's all cut down, not the huge throne sofa that is stock. But the foam on it's going a little bit, and I'm not overly keen on the cover. I've always fancied a nice little tuck and roll-y type look. Don't want to spend too much money on it, because of course any spare money really is going towards the hardtail. Yeah, it's been on the list to do something about that. As for the weather, yeah, it's no longer waterproof. It soaks up any water like a sponge and hangs onto it for a good week. So, well, in fact more than that, probably 2 weeks. It's 2 weeks since the last major pour down, and I'm still having to put a plastic bag on there if I get on the bike, so I don't get a wet arse. So that's kind of geared me into going, time to sort it out. So that's what this video is going to be. I probably am not going to go through the whole shaving the foam down too much, because I've done this a few times now, and I'm just rehashing the same old things. So it's just going to be just for interest, really. So yeah, let's crack on. Right, so here we go. So that's the seat as it is, and it's yeah, foam starting to. That's all right, but it's a little bit soft. The vinyl's wearing. I don't know if you see it there. That's kind of splitting through. As I say, it's literally 2 weeks now, and that's now not squidging out any moisture that's been soaking, and it just looks a little bit, well, it looks like what it is, homemade. So I just wanted to look a little bit nicer, in my opinion. So this one's going to come off, and we'll start having a little bit of a play around with its replacement. It's one of these cheapy little cafe racer hump seats. Took a bit of a punt, 16 quid. I couldn't get the vinyl to recover the America seat, and I like it. This has got ribbon in it already, so let's have a little play and see what happens. It's actually not too badly made. I don't think that foam is the best, but that doesn't matter. I've got different foam, but I'm not really interested in the base or the foam. Just want the cover, and this should, hopefully this will be the main part of the seat, and then I've got enough of this plain left over to cover the sides. So yeah, fingers crossed. It was a bit of a lucky punt, but we'll see how we get on. All our component parts then, so not using that, keep the foam for something maybe. That's the bit I'm interested in. Right, so as I showed you earlier, there's the seat I'm currently running, and I'm pretty happy with the shape of it. I think I'll probably tidy it up a little bit, but I've got the cover that's now removed off the Chinese eBay special, and just off the look, straight off, I'm thinking that's probably going to work out quite nicely. Actually fits a treat. Yeah, maybe might have a bit of a job on the sides there, but we'll see. However, I'm not going to cut up or recover, sorry, this one. I'm going to leave this one as it is because I'm obviously using the bike all the time, so if I don't get this done in a timely fashion, I've got this seat I can revert to. Plus the foam's kind of going in it a little bit. It's not the greatest. So what I do have is another stock America seat. I've had that sat in my spare bits for absolutely ages. I mean, it's did a slight change. I think this must be off a later model, or I don't know. We'll have a look when we get under, but not that I'm really overly interested. But we have slightly different cutouts. Perhaps this was for an EFI. I don't know if the fittings are different. We haven't got the hole here. Got this ridge here. Not that that really matters at all. But the foam is a million miles different. I mean, that's lovely, nice supportive foam. So that's the one I'm going to unpick the cover on this and then chop this one down as well. Right then, the cover's off, so nice little surprise, which I kind of suspected, sort of just by the way this one felt compared to the other one, but this little eBay bargain is actually, you can see the dark shape in there, one of the Triumph gel seats. So I've got this nice sort of gel pad in here, so if I can, I'd like to keep a fair chunk of that, because obviously the America is it's got the solid struts on it, and I ride it with a fixed seat, no springs. So any help my skinny little arse can get is appreciated. So I'm going to try and keep this in. But first things, get the foam off the actual base and start chopping the base down a little bit. See what variations I might make on the chop down seat I had before. There we go, and a Virginia seat pan ready for the hacking. So I'm going to get it on the bike and just measure up. I might go in a little bit narrower because I haven't got a huge, well, as much side cover on that replacement tuck and roll cover as I'd perhaps like. So I might have to tweak the shape a little bit, see how much narrower I can get away with it. Go, and you forget how big it is as stock. Massive seat. So that's obviously where it sits on the frame rails and where I had it cut before. I might come in a little bit narrower this time. A little change of plan. Going to try and make a aluminium seat pan. We'll see how this goes. I think it's going to be a bit more sturdy than the plastic one. So here are a few of the tryouts. So that was the one I was starting with, but I was kind of pretty much following the original seat pan, but I think it just got a bit too overcomplicated, and yeah, just wasn't really happening. It didn't really flow nice, and even obviously I haven't packed it with the foam, but just wasn't happening. Went for the more traditional style, see if that would work out. That was kind of like, that was working quite nicely actually. The only reason I didn't is that cover is more of a rectangular shape, so I thought let's follow the cover shape with that. So this, I'm going to hopefully bend this up in a similar fashion and end up with this kind of more rectangular seat. that's the shape I've decided on at the moment. That's the seat pan, I think pretty much sort of shaped. A few curves in it. Obviously going to be a slight rise up here, it's not going to hug here quite as much. I want to have a little bit of tilt back to keep me sort of sat back. But yeah, I think that's pretty much what I want. So now start cutting the foam. And let's just throw the cover over just to give an idea of how it's going to look. There we go. So obviously with no foam on there, but keeping that kind of shape. Excellent stuff. Right, just got that gluing down now on there before I start doing the finished shaping. I've taken the gel pad out of the other one. I've kept. Well, I did start to have a bit of a play around with that foam, but it was ending up that's the original foam. Not a lot in it. Difference, I was a tiny bit denser, but I've got the gel pad as well. And this is just because this was just a block sheet we had knocking around the house. It's just easier to cut and form this one rather than trying to hack and tailor the preformed one in. So we'll see how it goes. But yep, leave that to dry for a bit now, and start shaping it up. Right, so that's it shaped. I'm going to cut up the gel insert in a minute and put it in, but I just need to check out exactly the best points. I mean, it's probably going to go a little bit up there on the kickback at the back there, a bit there. I'll probably trim down here, see if I can put any cushion in for my balls as well. We'll have a look. But the other thing I want to do is obviously just do my mounting points on there as well. So go and get those measured out. Okay, so I whipped the foam off. I was going to leave it on and just tap the holes through, but then I thought, nah, I'm going to do it properly. And that came off pretty easy because I wanted to put in a little tongue underneath there to catch the seat there. I've still got to do the rear one. I did think I could always move a hole down, make a smaller bracket. Still might do that, or just do a long strip. And there we go on the underneath. So just mocking it up. So there's a little tab, little bend. Put the little rubber bump stops in there as well, just to keep it off the paintwork. So yeah, drill those in. Make up a little tab at the back. I might just try and do a long one at the moment. I'm thinking of just a long sort of strip, maybe with some holes in, just to get it on there. Yeah, that should be most of it sort of sorted then. Then I might give the bottom a lick of black. But right, let's get that bit done. Alright, so I think I'm going to go with this with a little seat bracket. So I've just knocked that up, have a bit of scrap. But I think I'm going to go shorter than the original mounting point. Because looking at it, I didn't really want anything. It's just going to look a bit weird going all the way stretched back to there. So it's probably going to be about there. So I've just got to put some kind of bends and whatnot in it. Now, right, so the tab's in place now. At the moment I've just bolted it on loosely. My plan was, because I'll try and think ahead, anything that's going to be over where the cover comes under. So these I was just going to have bolts through and a nut on this side, so a bit of a gap with the tab, so that would drop it down a tiny bit and nut on. But there's not going to be enough clearance space underneath there. So what I'm going to do is I did think, let's take it over to the bench. So just have a play around. I did think originally of just putting some of like the captive nuts, the riv nuts in, like that. So they'll be under, if that's the bottom of the seat, so they can just bolt straight in. It's alright, a little bit of a protrusion up there. I haven't got the correct tool for compressing these to flare them out, but you can do it with a couple of nuts anyway, which is what I've done on this one. But I actually, cleaner, I'm just going to rivet it on, I think, and that's on nice and solid. And if needs be, you know, just drill them out if the cover needs to get changed or what have you. So yeah, so I'm going to rivet both the front tongue and the rear tab on, but I'll do that after it's covered then. So at the moment I need to, let me get the seat and think about where I need to go now. Right, back in. So seat pan now, so all the mounting hardware is sorted out. So yeah, so that front tab's going to get riveted on, as is that rear one. I want to spray the underneath black just to give it a finish, really. I think I'll probably drill in a load of holes around. Shall I do that now, or shall I do that when I'm mounting it? No, I'll do that now. Get the holes drilled in around, because the cover's going to get riveted onto there. So once the holes are drilled, spray it black. Then I need to get my foam, decide which foam I'm going to be using. I'm still messing around with foam. Just under the cover over there is a stack of foam. I've got some of the very high density foam. I've got the original seat foam. I've got the blue foam. I've got the gel insert. Just got to decide how high it wants to be. It's only going to probably be about 1.5 inches maybe. See which one works the comfiest underneath the bum. I kind of had the other stuff on the original foam and that blue, and it's soft, but almost too soft. I do like quite a firm seat, and then maybe that's why I was trying out the high density stuff, but with the gel as well. So a bit of support with the hardtail or the struts. But yeah, I'll come to that next. So next one's drill the holes for the cover. So as normal, a slight change of plan. I thought actually I'm going to spray stuff up black. I'm actually going to drill the holes for the rivets as I'm stretching the cover over it, because I mean, it'd probably be alright, but I'd rather kind of just see where I need to get a bit more pull on the cover. So that's how I've done the last few, and it seems to have worked out without any creases and stuff. So that's what I'm going to do this time. So just done a couple of coats of paint on those just to dress them up really, and yeah, gonna have to just wait. Okay, well that's kind of brought this video to its own natural stopping point. I've just got to wait for the paint to dry really. Yeah, what more can I do? So hopefully that'll be, you know, in about a few days time that'll be handleable, and I'll be able to get the foam that I decide to use, get that on there. Should be pretty quick after that, hopefully. It's just cut the foam to size, get it shaped right. Shouldn't take too long. Stretch the cover over, drill the holes, rivet it. Sounds pretty easy. Should be alright, I reckon. I think I've done other seats in an evening before, so the next one to finish this off will probably be a bit of a short one. Also want to get the headlight situation finished on this, but more importantly back onto a load of hardtail stuff. So cool wings. Right, thanks for watching, take it easy, see you on the next one.